Hi guys, so today we're just going to do a small little video. I'm just throwing some snacks together for the kids, so I thought that I would take a video of what I'm making. So I have these containers. You saw this in the chocolate pop video before, and then somebody had seen that video locally and they had one that they weren't using, so they blessed us with it. So super cool. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take some blueberries and throw them into each container. I don't know, maybe like 10 or less. You don't need too many. I'm just going to throw them in each one. I made some yogurt last night, so I will link how to make the yogurt in the description box below. And I wasn't too worried about how thick the yogurt was because I knew I was just making pops with it. And a lot of times that's what I use my homemade yogurt for, would be pops or smoothies. And yeah, so I think those are all done. Yeah, they look about it. Okay, so I put the blueberries in, and then I got these, and I'm gonna put some strawberries in. There's a big hunk right in the middle, so I'm not gonna, you can if you wanted to, you could take and chop this up in a food processor. I'm just going to take this big hunk out and put it over here for a minute so I can get the rest of this cold. You don't need too much because you're going to be filling these up with yogurt after. I had a hard time finding a way to put this camera, so it's kind of at an odd angle. Berries work really well for this recipe. I'm going to rinse my hands real quick. Alright, and I'm going to grab a cup measure. Because my cup measures have like the handle on it. So I am going to take my yogurt that I made last night. There it is. You can see it's kind of, it's yogurt, but it's kind of loose yogurt. So I am going to put this in the tops. If you have, if you had store-bought yogurt, just add a little milk because you want it to be loose actually, okay? So. I love making pops like this because there's so much junk in the store-bought pops, and these are really quick and easy. I mean, I'm just doing this before we get going for the day. I made some, I was just making buckets for my chickens for fermented grains and that type of stuff. And then I'll make these, oops, all over the place. Then I'll make these for the kids, throw them in the freezer, then they can have this for the afternoon. I also am going to make, I should do this. There, that might be easier. I'm also going to make some sorbet. I have a bunch of canned peaches. I have a bunch of canned peaches in my pantry. And I want to use those up because they're actually a couple years old. And so I have a section that I want to use up, and the shelf down there is broken, so I want to try to clear off the shelf so that I can fix the repair and then do that. So I took some peaches and I threw them in my freezer last night, and I'm going to make sorbet with that today. So that will be a different video, so keep an eye out because that one will be coming up soon. It is really, really good. If you have never had like homemade any type of sorbet, it just tastes like frozen fruit, but it's creamy. It is so yummy. It was really hot in our house. Your yogurt can really depend on your temperature too, and if you're doing it in this pot, because a lot of times it comes out quite a bit thicker than it just did there. But our house was really, really hot. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry about it on my counter. I'm just going to like scoop it off, and then I'm going to wipe my counter after. And then scoop that off again. And then put my lid on. And put my other lid on. And then just put them in here. So I'm going to pop these in the freezer, and then when I pull them out of the freezer, I'll be back and show you what they look like. Okay, so we just filled our popsicle holders with the berries and the blueberries, and so those are in the freezer, but I still have a bunch of yogurt left, and I know that we'll go through those pops really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this big hunk that I took out of the strawberries, and I'm going to mix this up in a different way, and then we'll just use it after. So I'll have it all prepped, and all I'll need to do is pour. Later I'll need to pour it in when the other pops are done. So with those containers, I really like them because you can take them out and put them in like baggies, and then just like do a bunch throughout the day. Like I have in my mind today that I'm gonna like stock us up on pops, so I started with those ones there, then I'm gonna do these here, and I'm gonna use up this yogurt. So I'm going to pour this about an inch over where the berries were. Not on correctly. So all I'm trying to do is get most of the chunks out. I'm going to take this off, and I have this old vanilla yogurt container. I'm just going to dump a bunch of batches into here. And then later on, when the other thing is ready, then I'll be able to just pour these in. I'll probably get maybe two more batches from the yogurt that I have here. So I'm just going to keep doing this, and then I'll put the cover on this. This will probably fill it to the top. Put the cover on this, put it in the fridge. When those ones are done this afternoon, then I will pour some new ones in. I could even maybe give that for a snack this afternoon, and then just pour them right in there. And yeah, that's what I like to do, like prep it all ahead of time.